Hey everybody, Patrick Keller here with Crest Point Real Estate here on the west side of Indianapolis. And I am super excited to be here. You want to be the #1 agent in your town. That's why you came and joined in on this webinar. And I am excited to share with you how to go about doing it and how to do it as quickly as possible. I came from nothing in real estate, okay? I didn't go to real estate school, but who really does, right? But I didn't go to business school. I didn't go to marketing school. I didn't go to sales training or school in college. I went to school to be a registered nurse. And for me, that career did not work out. And now I'm sitting as the #1 independent agent in my town and have for the last couple of years. And it was a goal of mine to reach that early on. And I did it in the first year that I set that goal. And I want to share with you how to do it in your town, wherever you are today. Guys, there's no magic secret. There's no magic wand. There's no secret pill to take to make you the #1 agent. It's going to take some work. Okay, it's not something that you earn passively, but it is something that I want to empower you to think is achievable. Okay, so without further ado, I want to go ahead and get started, get into the valuable content and tell you everything that you need to know here today. I'm going to share everything with you. Okay, the first thing I want to do is give you a little bit of my backstory. Okay, how I decided to be that I wanted to be the #1 agent in my town and how it happened. But first, let's talk about how it all started. Okay, so when I got into real estate, it was about 2014, 2015, and I got into real estate as a part-time gig. Okay, like a lot of us do. And I actually owned another business at that time. So I was a nurse, didn't love being a nurse. One of the biggest reasons why I didn't love being a nurse, it wasn't what I was doing. I was serving people and I was helping people accomplish a goal, which really does motivate me. It was because I knew that if I wanted to achieve a higher level success financially with finances and freedom and all of those things, that I knew that I had to put in a ton of time. And when I say a ton of time, I mean, I looked around my coworkers and I saw that they had been doing this for 30 years and they'd finally reached the top. They were 60, they were 50, 60, 70 years old and still doing nursing. And in their mind, they had found financial freedom and they had to put in a lot of time for it. Well, guys, those of you who know me personally, I'm not a very patient person. And the idea of waiting 30 years to hit financial freedom was not going to work for me. As a matter of fact, the reason I got into nursing is because someone told me that you'd make a ton of money and you'd be able to work whatever hours you wanted. Well, that person didn't tell me the whole story, right? Because in nursing, you have to work your way up financially and you got to work some really hard hours. Okay. So after I got out of nursing, I decided that I wanted to start a wellness company because I went to school for nursing and I spent 5 years in college and I spent a lot of money for that. And I was like, oh, I gotta do something with that, right? So I started a wellness company. We focused on personal training and making people healthier. I had some dietitians that worked with me, I had some personal trainers that worked with me, and some nurses that worked with me. And our goal was to make people healthier. And we did that. But another thing that I noticed about that industry is that when I was trying to help people reach a goal, sometimes they didn't want to reach that goal. And I was kind of discouraged by that. So one of my clients was in real estate and she kept mentioning, hey, you need to get into real estate. You need to get into real estate. And I said, you know what? I'll try it out as a part-time gig. We'll just see how it goes. Okay. Got into real estate and you quickly realize, right, that your success is totally predicated on how hard you work, how much effort you put into it, the relationships that you build and the goals that you achieve and the success that you create for others. Also, I noticed in real estate is that you do help people accomplish something that they generally want, right? So I was able to solve problems for clients and help them get from A to Z. And that was satisfying for me. And it also satisfied my entrepreneurial spirit. So in 2014, 2015, I got into it part-time, sold about 12 houses my first year. After about the 10th house, I realized you know what, I think this is for me. I think I can do this. And so into 2016, I decided in 2016, 2017 to pursue real estate full time. And in that first full-time year in our area, we were able to, like work my way up to, third, fourth agent in my zip code. And I did that by doing all the things that I'm getting ready to teach you. And in that year, I said, you know what, in the next year, I want to be, in 2018, I want to be the #1 top producing agent in my zip code. That's egotistical, right? Like my ego was totally in play there. And I just wanted to achieve that status. Well, folks, there's a lot of complexity that comes with that status. There's a lot of problems and overhead that comes with that status. And today I'm going to help you avoid the complexities, do it in the right ways, do it in the most profitable ways, and achieve the status that you are looking for in becoming the #1 agent in your town. Okay. What does the #1 agent in your town do for you? I'm telling you right now, that status does nothing for you. If you want that number, if you want that ranking, that's just a want. It's not going to accomplish anything for you. It sounds like it would make all of your problems melt away. It sounds like it would make your financial status just like untouchable and invincible. That's not the case. Being a #1 agent in your town, having that volume, having those transactions, it's going to come at a cost. Okay. And today I'm going to share all that with you. It's also going to come with a lot of hard work. All right. So let me pave the way to get there and pave the way so that you don't have to hit the same mistakes that I did. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys and we'll go through this. Okay. So let's talk about the first thing y'all need to be thinking about when it comes to being the #1 agent in your town. You obviously have to fill your funnel up with business, right? If you don't have business, then you can't do it, okay? I like to teach sources of business as the 4 legs to a stool, okay? If you were to sit on your real estate stool and that thing were to hold you up, you have to have 4 legs of it that hold you up, okay? The first leg that I want to go over with you is past clients and sphere of influence. This is the most important leg of the stool, okay? If you don't have that, it's really going to be hard to achieve a #1 agent or a top producer agent status in your town. And so let's talk about past clients and sphere of influence and where that business comes from, right? You can't have past clients without having a client. So you guys understand where past clients come from. Sphere of influence, very, very important thing to talk about here, okay? A lot of agents, when they get started, they shy away from their sphere of influence. I think 50% of agents, when they start, they shy away from their SOI because they're embarrassed to talk about how they got into real estate. They're worried that they're going to get scare their sphere of influence away for being a salesperson, okay? The other half of people only go to their sphere of influence, and that's the only thing that they consider. I think that everyone should consider their sphere of influence because it is the #1 leg of the stool. Now, folks, how do you keep in touch with your sphere of influence? How do you get business from your sphere of influence? Okay. It's not what you think. It's not email newsletters. It's not cold calling them and asking them if they're in the real estate market or if they know somebody who's in the real estate market. It's none of those things. Okay. It is being intentional with their lives. It's being relational. It's calling them and saying, hey, what's life like for you today? What's your guys' situation right now? Haven't talked to you in a while, trying to get better at relationships, trying to get better at meeting more people or engaging deeper in conversations with you. What's happening in your life? What's your real estate situation? That kind of stuff will go deeper and more intentional than, hey, are you guys in the real estate market? If not, do you have any friends who are in the real estate market, or do you have anybody that we can chat with? Asking for referrals, being salesy is going to immediately knock you off the list with your sphere of influence. Okay, so there is a absolute 12-touch sphere of influence campaign that I'm going to tell you today that you can do with your clients, or excuse me, with your sphere of influence, so that they will become your clients to work your way up to a top producer in your marketplace. First things first, with your sphere, you must always wish them a happy birthday. This goes for your sphere and your past clients. Always wish them a happy birthday and make sure it's a personal touch, okay? In order to figure out what their birthday is, you're gonna have to ask. Well, there's a reason to reach out to them right now, right? Hey guys, have or haven't talked to you in a while. I'm trying to do something this year where I personally reach out to you and I wish you a happy birthday. Can you just tell me when your birthday is? Now, obviously, we're connected on social media. A lot of you know when your social media friends and family have birthdays, but sometimes you don't, okay? And especially with your past clients, you may not know their birthdays, okay? So you got to reach out and gather that information, okay? The personal touch is key on that. So it is very important that you send them a handwritten birthday card. What's another piece of information you need to send a handwritten birthday card? You're going to need their address. Another question, another touch point that you can get with their sphere. So again, first thing you do with birthdays. Here's a cool idea on birthday reach outs to your sphere of influence. Okay, again, this is a relational reach out. You are reaching out and wishing them a happy birthday far and above what everybody else is ever doing. Okay, I know it sounds silly, but it does create intentional, deep relationships that will, as a byproduct, help you get more business. Okay, so something cool to think about with a birthday is go to cameo.com or get the Cameo app and pay $300-400 for a celebrity to say, hey, Patrick Keller wishes you a happy birthday. I wanted to reach out to you personally and say happy birthday. Get Napoleon Dynamite or Jim Carrey or something. Jim Carrey's probably going to be expensive on Cameo, by the way. But get a celebrity that people know, like, and trust. Spend a few $100s for a 10-second video and send that to them on their birthday. Holy smokes, think about the impact of that. Think about how someone would remember that forever for you doing something so cool like that, and brand it to you. Okay, so you have to do something for their birthday. Okay, that's number one for all of your past clients in your sphere of influence. Number two, you always, if they are a past client, they have to get a house anniversary. Okay, so every single year on the month that they buy their home, they had bought their home, you have to send them something personal saying happy anniversary in your home. I hope it's been a good X amount of years. You guys are fabulous to work with. And leave it at that. Don't ask for business. Don't ask for anything in return. Give them something of value, okay? Pop a $5 Amazon, $10, or $20 Amazon gift card in there and say, hope you guys can get something for yourself for your house. Enjoy it this year, okay? Be a go-giver. If you don't know their anniversaries in a house, let's say their sphere and they haven't done past clients, wish them a happy wedding anniversary, wish them a happy work anniversary, something in regards to anniversary every year to your sphere of influence. If you don't know the information, you have to go get it. Okay, you've got to go ask for it. All right, the third thing that I say that you have to do with your sphere of influence and your past clients every year is you have to have a client event. Okay, client events are incredibly important in deepening relationships. Examples of client events are community days, baseball games. You could invite all of your past clients or your sphere to a baseball game, Indianapolis Indians game if you're from Indianapolis, or any of those things. You invite them to something that brings them together as a community with you being the host. Okay, for me, it's our Crest Point Community Appreciation Day. Super awesome, but we had like 700 people there this year, and we had music and we had food and we had games and we had a bounce house, and we had drinks, and we had face painting. I mean, we had everything. And it was a whole block party in the community, and we had a dunk tank. I mean, everybody showed up and had a really good time. And here is a really big tip on client events. Make sure that you're giving to a cause, okay? If people feel like they're just coming to your client event and you are just collecting their information or smoozing them, they're not going to want to come. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to come either. But as a part of your event, give back to something universal that people love. Okay. For us, there's a local youth assistance program in our area. And every single dollar that we raise at our Community Appreciation Day in food, in tickets for silent auction, any of that stuff, all the money that we raised went right back to Plainfield Youth Assistance Program. And the people had ownership in that, and it was exciting. We kept them up to date throughout the whole 4-hour night. And it was really cool about how much money we raised for Plainfield Youth Assistance Program. So do a client event, okay? Make sure that your client event is universal, okay? A tip on client events is try to make it, drive by and quick, okay? Another example would be, hey, for Valentine's Day, you could say, hey, we've got a date night package for Valentine's Day. If you drive by our office, we'll literally come out the door and put a pizza in your door and a bottle of wine and some popcorn. And you guys go and watch a movie tonight and have a date. Okay. Something to that effect. Make it universal to where it sticks and it hits and it works for almost everybody. Okay. Got to have a client event. Now, steps 4 and 5 is you have to remind people about the client event and you have to thank them for coming. If you don't remind people about your client event on a high level, they won't come. And if you don't thank them for coming, they won't come next year. Okay, so when you do a client event, you have to thank them for coming and you have to remind them to come. Step 6, you got to repeat the client event. Okay, have to do it again and again and again to build that traction. Okay. Now, there's 4 more things to make 10 touches on your sphere matter. I believe 1, 2, 3, and 4 is Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 check-ins, okay? You need to talk to your sphere and your past clients every single quarter. You can look at it 2 ways. 1, every single quarter, you need to be giving them some information on the real estate market that's truly valuable to them, personally touching, okay? Or you creep on them on Facebook and you figure out what's going on in their lives and you check in with them every single quarter. And you say, hey, I saw X, Y, and Z. I'm really glad, or it's unfortunate that this is happening in your life. How can I help you? Okay. Check in on them and be personally invested in what is going on in their lives and believe it and try and help through it. Okay. That right there is how you deepen relationships. You bring more intention in your relationships. And as a byproduct, you can sell more homes. You can be a better agent for them. You can understand their situation. Okay. Now, it has to go more than just a text message or an email. You gotta, in some of these quarterly calls, you got to pick up the phone and you have to call them. They have to hear your voice. They have to hear that you believe in them and you're being intentional. Okay. That right there, I just gave you the formula for loving on your sphere of influence without really a whole lot of cost. If you do a client event, try to zero-base your costs with vendor help. Okay, a lender or a partnered insurance agent or a home inspector, they can help you pay the cost for client events so that your overhead is low and they can also get some additional marketing. Okay. Now, if you did those 10 things that I just mentioned, that first leg of your source of business stool, past clients and sphere of influence, will be satisfied and will grow every single year. Okay. Now, that's hard to do as a solo agent, but I'm telling you, if you took it in bite-sized chunks, quarterly check-ins, client event, birthdays, house anniversaries, if you can handle that as a solo agent without help, your business will grow. If you have, 100, 200 past clients plus you do 20, 30, 40 plus transactions a year, it might be great to look into a virtual assistant or an admin to help you implement those things for your past clients' sphere of influence. Every agent knows that generally speaking, past clients and sphere of influence are the majority of their business. For me, it's about 70% plus of my business. So this time is important. Spend most of your time in something that gives you most of your dollars, right? So that time is important. All right, let's talk about the second leg of the stool. Second leg of the stool in sources of business is long-term nurtures, okay? Long-term nurtures, what's the example of a long-term nurture? A long-term nurture is a Google PPC lead, or a lead that comes through a website, or a lead that comes through a forced registration form. That is a very important leg of the stool, okay? Long-term nurtures become PCSOI, they become past client sphere of influence leads. And so it's important to have that second leg of the stool. How do you get that second leg of the stool? Well, it's really important that you have a front-facing website, a website that does have a home search tool inside of it. And in order to get traffic to that website, you can do two things. You can push the traffic yourself. It takes quite a bit of time. There's something in there I can do a whole webinar on called SEO, search engine optimization. You could do that. You could spend a lot of time in building that up. It sometimes takes years and it takes a lot of physical time, or you can pay for that traffic, okay? You can buy leads to come to your front-facing website. We use SierraInteractive.com. If you guys are interested in SierraInteractive.com, you can always reach out to me and I would be able to get you a referral into SierraInteractive.com. They have a great front-facing website with a back-end CRM that helps follow up with your leads for you, okay? So that is how you create some long-term nurtures. Those are examples of long-term nurtures. Forced registration leads, okay? In a market like today, a long-term nurture might take 6 to 18 months before they even purchase a home, okay? Look at them as the top portion of your funnel, okay? Your sphere isn't usually even in your funnel, right? But when they enter your funnel, they're at the bottom. Well, you always need a funnel, okay? And those long-term nurtures are at the top and they're swirling and swirling. They may take time, and those long-term nurtures may take 6 to 18 months to even turn anything, sometimes 24 months for them to turn into an opportunity, okay? That requires some intense follow-up. That requires some really big focus on your part with those leads. They aren't going to convert overnight. You have to put in the work and the time for them. I'm going to do a lead conversion webinar for you guys here in the future so you can learn how to do that, okay? Check out my friend Robbie T on lead conversion as well on YouTube. Him and I are really close buddies. We coach together at Catch Coaching, and he is one of the best coaches in lead conversion. All right, the third stool in sources of business to become the #1 agent in your town is low-hanging fruit. What are low-hanging fruits in real estate? For sell by owners, expireds, Zillow leads, Realtor.com leads to an example, referrals, OpCity, those kind of things, right? Those leads are generally going to engage in real estate in 6 months or less, sometimes 12, but 6 months or less on average, okay? Even in our market today, in 2022, going into 2023 with a balanced market, if somebody's on Zillow inquiring, if somebody is a for sale by owner, if somebody's an expired and they went to this market today, they will likely be selling in 6 months. Low-hanging fruit has to be that third leg of your stool, okay? You have to prospect for sale by owners, you have to prospect expireds, and you have to, you don't have to, but you can look into Zillow leads, Realtor.com leads, OpCity leads, those kind of things. Those low-hanging fruits keep business running when some times are cold, okay? If things are a little cool for you and things aren't moving forward, investing in a Zillow or Realtor.com or something like that is smart if you have the time to invest in the lead conversion and the relationship. Okay. Again, we need to do a webinar on lead conversion, but I'm giving you the 4 legs of the stool that you must consider in becoming the top agent in your town. Okay. 4th leg of the stool, we're going to get into this in really, really big detail here, is reputation. All right. Your reputation is one of the most important legs of the stool, and you will get business from having a great reputation. Perfect example, Google reviews, Zillow reviews, Realtor.com reviews. Reviews are killer important. When anyone's relocating to a town, one of the first things they do if they're purchasing a home is they're going to go to Google or they're going to go to YouTube, and they're going to type 2 things. They're going to type best things about living in X city. Well, really good realtors have a lot of videos on YouTube or blogs on their website about the best things about living in XYZ city. Okay. And then after they figure out what they love about that city, if a real estate broker didn't pull them in already from that, is they'll type in best realtor in XYZ city. That's what they'll do. And you know what determines the best realtor in XYZ city? Reviews. Okay. Even if somebody pays for a ton of traffic to hit their website early on in the search results, people are scrolling down and looking for those 5 stars. But most importantly, what they're looking for next to those 5 stars is how many what the number is beside those 5 stars, how many 5 stars they have. Okay. Getting reviews for your business is very important. So really strategic, something that you can do now that doesn't cost you any money is you have to create a Google My Business profile. You have to create a Zillow profile, and you have to create a Facebook profile. These are my top 3. Okay. And you have to get 5-star reviews on all of those profiles as fast as you can. Okay. Here in the next slide, I'm going to talk about what we do specifically to get 5-star reviews and to get more and more 5-star reviews every single day. I cannot tell you how many clients have called me out of the blue that cost me nothing but time and money that said, hey, we're from South Carolina, we're from Florida, we're from New York City, we're from California, we're from Texas, we're from Montana, and we're relocating to Indiana. We're relocating to Indianapolis, and we looked you up, and you look like you're the best agent in the city. You have the best reviews in the city, or you look like a really just kind person that we want to work with based on the reviews. That right there, folks, is how your reputation can speak for yourself. And then you have the opportunity to prove that reputation and collect a review from them after. Okay, reputation is very important. So guys, just to do a quick recap, here are the 4 legs of the stool. Focus on these 4 legs of the stool in order to become the top agent in your marketplace. Okay. Generally speaking, number 1, PCSOI, is your most effective leg of the stool. It's going to get you the most business, and it's where you should focus most of your time. If you're a new agent and you have a desire to be the top agent in your town, okay, start working on these: long-term nurtures, low-hanging fruit, and reputation. Guys, I honestly, story time here. That was me. Okay. First 2-3 years of my business, I was actually embarrassed to tell my sphere that I was in real estate. You know why? Because I was a nurse who became a personal trainer, who became a wellness company owner, who became a real estate broker, who also plays music. Like, look how many hats I have. When I got this 4th hat that I was a real estate broker, I was embarrassed to call my friends and family and say I was trying something different. I was embarrassed that they would say, oh, Patrick's just on another thing again. Let's see what he'll do in a year from now. And so I didn't call my sphere. I didn't call my sphere at all. And it probably slowed my success down, right? Only did 12 deals in my first year, did about 30 some in my second, did about 55, 60 in my third. Then we started getting into the 100 deal marks, 80 deals, 100 deals, 111 deals, 144 deals. I probably could have got to 100 a lot faster if I would have just called my sphere. If I would have checked on them quarterly, if I would have held some kind of event for them, if I would have told them happy birthday, happy anniversary, and I would have like loved on them and been a part of their lives like we do now, I probably would have had 100 deals. But I didn't. And so I'm here to tell you that if you don't have a past client database because you're just getting started, or you're nervous, just call your sphere. Long-term nurtures, low-hanging fruits, and reputation can still achieve those numbers for you. I achieved 30 some deals in that second year, second full year, working long-term nurtures, low-hanging fruits, and reputation. I called for sale by owners. I want to tell you guys everything. I called for sale by owners and shared with them that I wasn't there to sell them. I just wanted a relationship with them. I could teach them everything about selling their home on their own for free. And they developed great relationships with me that way. And when it was time to go to the market, who was the first person they called? Not the person who told them they were dumb for not listing, but the person who said, I totally get why you're doing it for sale by owner. Let me help you through that. I worked low-hanging fruits, so I invested in a website. And I got Google PPC leads. I didn't spend them. I didn't break the bank on that. I spent less than $1,000 a month on that. And I closed deals every month on that. And then my reputation, I worked on building my reputation. And I did that by collecting reviews every single time I had a client that I had helped, I'd showed a house to, anything, anybody that I had helped, even if I didn't close a house with them, I asked them about their experience and to leave a review. And also I developed a reputation by doing very similar things that I'm doing right now. Is I went online and I talked about real estate with people. And I told them what the real estate market was doing, what the statistics were, and I was the news. Okay, we're gonna talk about that here in a little bit. That got me to 30 some deals. Okay, if your goal is to go, hey, I want to do 25 deals next year, that'll do it. Consistency is key. All right, let's move on. Hope you guys are getting some great value here. Reputation, let's talk about it really quick. That was the fourth leg of the stool that I talked about. It's very important that your web presence is great, your reviews are great, how to get them in your social presence, okay? So I told you guys, you must have, right now, you must have a Google My Business profile, you must have a Zillow profile, and you must have a Facebook business profile where people can leave you reviews, okay? You got to get those things. You have to bolster them up. You got to get some professional photography. You have to make yourself look like you know what you're doing. Okay. You got to tell people a story of why you got into real estate and then what's happening in your real estate world on your bios. You have to tell people about who you are personally because people want to work with and invest in somebody that they know and they have a relationship with. Okay. So you bolster up those profiles. You make them solid. You ask for reviews from anybody that you've served or talked to. Okay. For example, if you call a lead and they're not ready, but you check in with them every 2 weeks and they're super kind and they're just ready, they're waiting for the right house to hit so they can set up a showing. There's nothing wrong with saying like, hey, you know what? I'm trying to grow my online business reputation. Would you feel comfortable leaving me a 5-star review just about how our relationship has gone so far? Okay. You close out a deal with somebody, it's a no-brainer. Okay. Immediately asking them via text, hey, would you care to go to these links and provide them and leave me a 5-star review? The 5-star review means a world to my business. If I wasn't 5-star, tell me right now and I'll tell you what I can do to fix it. Okay. Anybody they showed a home to, anybody they had a listing consultation with that you didn't sell their house, any of those things, these people are still ripe opportunities to gain a review from. It's very important that you do that. Don't go buy reviews. Don't go buy fake reviews. Okay. Ask your family and friends to leave you a review. Get more reviews. It's going to help you. Okay. Your social presence is important as well. We're going to talk about social media next. Okay. All right. Social media. Let's dive into that. If you want to be a top producing agent, you do have to be present in social media. I'm sorry, but it's true. I don't love social media. To tell you the truth, I think Facebook and Instagram and social media and Snapchat and all the filters and all the stuff actually are causing a lot of problems in our society. But here's the reality. It's where everybody is. And unfortunately, it's where everybody gets to know everybody anymore. So in order to be a top producing agent in your area, it is very important that you have a presence in social media. Okay. What do you do on social media? First thing I have to tell you is that you have to be consistent. Okay. If you're not posting at least once a week, it's not going to work. If you post every 3 months, nothing's going to happen. Okay. I would say a good rule of thumb would be to post at least 3 times a week, but no more than 7 times a week. Okay. And I believe that you should post on your personal profiles and your business profiles. But here's what and some of you might be like, oh gosh, I don't want to like scare people away. Here's what you're posting in social media. You're posting stories about you, stories about your life, stories about what you've encountered in real estate. Do not post your closings and pictures of your showings and pictures of your lattes on your way to your showings. Don't do that. People don't care when you sell a home other than your mom. That's the only person who cares that you sold a home was your mom and your wife or your husband or your partner. They like it because you're bringing home some bacon. Okay. The only person who cares that you close the deal is your mom. That's it. Stop posting closing pictures. Stop it. Okay. Stop posting pictures of your latte that you're going out to showings. Okay. That's not going to work either. Okay. Post stories that are interesting about real estate. Hey, here's a story of a client that I helped. Here's their backstory. This is what they were looking for. This is their testimonial. I'm really honored to have served them. Picture of the client, picture of the place that they had purchased. Okay. Hey, this is what I encountered today with a client, and here's how we fixed it and solved that problem. These are the kind of things that people want to engage in. Okay. Also, be the news. People want to hear boots on the ground, specific things about real estate in their area. Everybody engages in real estate news, but it's national news and it's not indicative of their hyper local situation. Agents that want to be number one in their marketplace have to be hyper local. They have to be omnipresent in their community. And they also have to be the news anchor of the real estate market in their community. So be that for them. Okay. Tell them what's really going on in the real estate market. Tell them the story of the market, what's happening in the market to your clients, and tell them the news about the market, the statistics, all those things, and post about your life. Okay. Take your time when you're doing your posts. Write long blurbs, write long descriptions. Take your time. Stand out. We, full transparency, have lost brokers at our brokerage because they went to another brokerage that did social media for them. And I look and I see what the social media is, and it's like median days on market in my face, or top 5 ways to enhance your kitchen. People aren't engaging in that stuff. Okay. People want to know more about the market, and they want to know more about you and how you are bettering the lives of others, not a smiley picture of you and the top 5 ways to make a kitchen smell better. Okay. If they wanted to know that, they would Google that and they would get that. They don't want it from a real estate broker. Okay. I'm saying some hard things here today. I might be getting some comments or questions down here like, hey, you don't know. But guys, I believe it. Okay. And I've been doing it and I want you to hear it. Okay. So that's social media. Let's talk about conversations. Okay. In order to be a top producing agent in your town, you have to have the right conversations with people. And when I say conversations, I mean conversion conversations. I mean strategy conversations. I mean any of the conversations with the clients have to be spot on, have to be right. And they always must come from a place of true fiduciary responsibility. Okay. And they also must come from a place of true curiosity. Write that down. Your conversations with clients and potential clients must come from a place of true fiduciary responsibility. This is the best thing for you, yes, or it's not the best thing for you as an agent. Okay. And your conversations have to come from a place of true curiosity. Agents, 2022, the end of it's been hard. 2023 is probably going to be harder. Okay, because the first half of 2022 was rocket. It was solid. 2023 is going to start off rough. What's happening? You guys probably have less deals than you ever have right now. Most of you. Okay, some of you may not, but most of you have. When you guys get a lead, what are you thinking? Well, I can tell you what I've heard people are thinking. You usually come from two schools of thought right now. Oh my God, it's a lead. I got to get it. I got to get it. I got to sell it. I got to close it. I got to get it right now. Or, well, this lead's not going to do anything. The market sucks. With those limiting beliefs, you're not going to close deals. You're not going to get opportunities. You're not going to build strong relationships with these people. Your conversations have to be intentional, and they have to be curious, and they have to be responsible. You have to be a fiduciary for these people. Okay. If you're talking to a client and their situation looks grim, and it is not a good idea for them to move right now, do not suggest that they move right now. Because guess what? If they move right now and it wasn't a good situation for them to move right now, it's going to come back on you. And real estate is a long game, guys. Real estate is about developing relationships that happen over a long period of time. Do not recommend something to someone if it's not good for them. Wait for the right time for them, or help set them up so that it is a good situation for them. Okay, come from a place of abundance and not from a place of scarcity. A scarcity mindset and conversation is, yeah, it could lead to a sale, but it's not going to lead to a relationship. Okay. Secondly, in your conversations, be curious. Okay, just ask more questions. A lot of us get a lead or an opportunity on the phone, and we say, hey, cool, yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited to help you. Where do you want to live? What do you want to spend? What's your price point? Do you have a mortgage? Are you pre-approved? Do you have an agent? You better not have one, because I'm your agent now. What's your motivation? Why are you moving? Notice that's like the last thing that they ask. That should be the first thing that they ask. And when can we set an appointment? I just went through LP Mama with you. If y'all don't know what LP Mama is, Google it. It's not a bad acronym, but there are appropriate times for the acronym. Okay. Real estate conversations today should go more like this. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, what's happening? Tell me more about your real estate situation. Tell me what you're considering in this real estate market today. Okay, you're considering XYZ. Awesome. Tell me how that's going to affect your family or your friends or your situation. Awesome. Tell me more about like when you want to accomplish this time frame. Tell me more about your situation. Is there anything that I'm not picking up here? Tell me more about your preparation for this. What kind of help do you need from me in this? When do you think it's best for us to go start this relationship? Come from a place of true curiosity. Be careful about saying, tell me more all the time. Okay. So you heard me say, tell me more a lot there. If you guys hear the objection, rates suck, this market is crashing, we don't want to buy right now, and you say, tell me more, what kind of response are you going to get? They're going to tell you every conspiracy theory out there about how real estate's a terrible time right now. You're going to validate their fears. Okay. If somebody tells you that the market sucks, that the interest rates are hard, that the real estate market is crashing, the best response is, hey, I totally hear what you're saying. The market is definitely different than it was now. I believe that there are opportunities, but tell me like more about what you're looking for when you do move. When you're moving, what do you really want? Okay, like they're a lead, they reached out to you for some reason. They were interested in real estate for some reason. Ask them what it is. Okay. Don't validate their fears. Okay. Tell them you heard it. Tell them you understand where they're coming from. Explain that there's always opportunity in a market, and then tell me more about like what had you look at? Like, what's your situation? When would you want to move? When do you think is the right time? And then they'll give you times. Hey, when rates drop, when prices drop, guess what? You just figured out a great opportunity to follow up with them. Because when rates go up, it's still a good time to follow up with them, right? Like, ooh, sorry, rates actually are still going up. Do you want to have this conversation again? What do you think? Okay, let them drive the ship. All right, your conversations have to be sharp. They have to be sharp in this market today. It's not transactional, it's all relational, excuse me. Don't forget about the FORD acronym. It's taught a lot. If you don't know what it is, it's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Okay, in order to serve people better, we have to know what their family's like, what they do for a living, what they do for fun. You know, is this house going to work in location for their fun? And what are their dreams? Like, what are they trying to accomplish in real estate? Do they want to live in their forever home? Is this an investment property? Is this a next step up for their forever home? Like, you got to understand their dreams. And when you know FORD, you're invested in them and you have that relationship. So our conversations have to be solid, okay, in order to be the #1 agent in your town. I'm going to go to the screen share again. We only have 2 more slides. Hope you guys are hanging in there. Community involvement is incredibly important to be a top producing agent. Okay. You've heard be the mayor of your town. You've heard be the leader in your town, be the go-to name that everybody trusts in your town. I'm sure you've heard all of those things. Okay. It's true in a way. But I just believe be involved and engaged where you live. Okay. If you want to be a top producing agent, you need to be engaged where you live. Not by just getting leads because you're engaged, but also by being truly engaged. You know the most about your town. You know the ins and outs of your city or your town, so that you can be the best fiduciary for your clients. You'll know what's safe, what's not safe. You'll know where the best infrastructure is in place. Okay. You'll know where the most resources and opportunities and fun things are. You'll know the politicians or the people that make judgments or decisions in their district. Okay. Get involved in the community. Do that. You'll know the best schools. You'll know the best teachers. You'll know everything in your community by getting involved. Here's how you do this. Everybody in the world thinks real estate agents make a ton of money. Okay. A lot of you watching this will understand that that's not the reality. Okay. A lot of real estate agents actually are below poverty. The average real estate broker makes less than the poverty line in the United States. That's crazy. I read that statistic and it's true. Because you guys know that there are 5 little piggies that get into real estate. This little piggy drops out. This little piggy drops out. This little piggy goes into referral. This little piggy drops out and goes and gets another job. This little piggy makes it. Right? You guys know this. So a lot of people believe that all 5 of those piggies make a ton of money. So here's what you see when you're a real estate broker. Hey, come join our club. Here's a membership fee. Or, hey, can you sponsor my kids this? Or can you sponsor my kids that? Or can you sponsor this school? Or can you sponsor the police fraternity? Or can you sponsor our firefighters? Can you sponsor our town? Can you invest in this? Can you invest in that? Can you do this and do that? Guys, here's the best response any single time someone reaches out to you to sponsor something or invest in something because you're a real estate broker and you get the opportunity to sponsor yourself, but they're also asking for some money in return. The best response, if you're able, is to say this: yes, I will. Here's the donation that I'm willing to give, but I'd like to take it further. with my donation, I'd like to participate in your organization. What do you need from me? What can I do to help your organization? Think about it. What kind of organizations are reaching out to you? Generally, it's nonprofits, it's schools, police, fire, all sorts of things that aren't like typically money-making machines, right? Also, lots of churches, lots of things that need volunteer help, right? So they're always looking for volunteers. What's the best way to engage in community? Sponsor them if able. If you're not, say, how can I help your organization? Let me physically go and help. So like, seriously, like small examples of how we have played a big role in our community at Crest Point, my brokerage, is when the school across the street reached out and said, hey, can you sponsor our 5K? I said, hell yes, we can. And what can we do for that 5K? How can we be a part of that day? They were like, well, we don't have a DJ and we don't have a finish line. You know what? We'll be your finish line and we'll be your DJ. We'll figure it out. Okay. So we fastened up a finish line and we made this really cool finish line. And we said, hey, can we put our logo on that? Do you care? Nope. You guys go ahead. That's really great. And then we went over there and we were the DJ that day. We got to play fun kids music and the kids got to build a playlist. And we're going to talk about how the kids in the school built this playlist. And all the parents were there and all the kids were there and they had fun. And we were able to provide that fun. And then they ask us back every year now to come do that. We get all kinds of free marketing for that. And we get relationships and we get the opportunity to drop off swag and all this stuff at a silly 5K. We had an organization, a youth assistance program in our place. And they reached out and they said, hey, can you make a single donation? And we said, you know what else can we do? What else can we do better for you? Well, we could volunteer. You guys could give on a normal basis. We said, what if we gave a percentage of every closing back to you? How would that work? Awesome. We got a great relationship with that place now. Okay. Be a go-giver. Okay. Read that book, guys. It's by Bob Berg. It's called Go Giver. Go get that book. Okay. It's very important. All right. I'm going to give you guys the last piece of advice when it comes to being the #1 agent in your town, being the top producer in your town. Okay. This is honestly, I think, the single most important piece of your business. This is what I like to call a realtor workout of the day. Call these RWATs. You guys have heard of CrossFit. I learned this from my good friend Eric Hatch that I coach alongside of now. And I love this concept. CrossFit, they do a workout of the day. You go in there and on the board, they have displayed the workout of the day. On our team, we do a realtor workout of the day every single day. Okay. The team comes in every single day at the same time, 8:45 in the morning. And we sit down and we discuss what our workout of the day is going to be. And each agent sets their workout and they must complete it before they leave that day. And that workout is very easy. You identify who you're going to reach out to, what you're going to do when you're reaching out with them, and how many people you're going to reach out to. Very, very simple. And guys, I believe that consistency every single day is what's helped me sell 138 houses this year. My team and I sit down every single morning and we together have sold 138 homes and counting this year because we do a workout of the day every single morning. It's small, consistent actions that have huge results versus large, inconsistent actions that have small results in real estate. Are you tired of riding the wave in real estate transactions? Do a workout of the day every single day. Here's the important piece of it is you have to have somebody hold you accountable to it. If you're doing a real estate workout of the day and no one's holding you accountable, good luck in doing that real estate workout of the day every day. Okay. So grab somebody in your brokerage, grab somebody on your team, grab your spouse. If you're a solo agent, you're all alone, and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing every day, and I got to get it accomplished by the end of the day. As a matter of fact, they have to get accomplished at our team within the first hour and a half. They only get 90 minutes to do this workout. Okay. So from 9:30 to 11, they're working out. The who can be anything. Leads that you need to follow up with, sphere, FISBOs, whatever. The what can be anything. I'm doing drop-offs, pop buys, I'm doing phone calls, I'm doing text messages, I'm doing emails. And the how many is however many is appropriate for that day. And again, I believe in small, consistent actions being more than big ones. So instead of saying, I'm gonna make 1,000 calls this week, every workout of the day, you say, I'm gonna make 150. And yeah, at the end of that week, you've made 650 phone calls versus the 1 week that you made 1,000. But guess what? You made 650 phone calls every single week for 52 weeks versus 4 weeks where you made 1,000. Somebody do that math, but I think that's about like 35,000 versus 5,000. That's pretty good odds. Right? So I believe this is one of the single most important pieces of being a top producing agent is small, consistent actions over long periods of time. Okay, so let's do a recap really quick, and then I will tell you guys something really exciting here at the end. Okay, so don't forget, to become a top producing agent, you need to focus on all 4 legs of the stool with your source of business. You need to focus on your reputation. You need to focus on social media. You need to focus on having great conversations with your people. You need to focus on community involvement. And then you need to do a small, consistent action every single day to create business in your real estate business. Okay, every single day by doing your real estate workout of the day. All right, guys, this was really great. I see some questions down here. I'm going to hit you guys up if you don't mind putting your email in those questions. Okay, I have the opportunity for you guys to get a book. My best buds in the real estate business, Eric Hatch and Robbie T. These guys wrote this book this year called The Perfect Real Estate Blueprint. Inside this book, it tells you what your P&L should look like. It tells you who your first hire should be, who your second hire should be, and everything to grow an amazing, profitable micro team. This is my model. This is my story in this book. This is my story in this book. Okay. And I believe in this story and I believe in this model. It's brought me a lot of peace. It's brought me a lot of security. And it also has brought me and my team some really great success together. Okay. So just send me an email or send me a message here in the chat of your email, and we'll get you a free copy of this book. All you gotta do is pay for shipping and handling. Okay. Also, if you're interested in coaching with me, just go to meetpk.co and we can talk about how I can help you grow a team, double your income, double your sales, or just anything like how to be a rainmaker agent in your town. I really love the opportunity to talk to you guys. I hope that you guys have gleaned some really good insights from this, and y'all take care of yourself and go get it. Go be the #1 agent. Meetpk.co. Love to talk to you guys. We'll see ya.